Today and over the next few days, I'm going to be doing something that I've been intending to do for like the past 4 years or something. Like an obnoxious amount of time. I've been saving bacon grease over all these years. It hasn't gone bad, and I'm guessing it's because it's loaded with salt. Because I checked on all of it, and it's just looks and smells like bacon grease. There's no weird things growing on it or weird consistencies. It just is bacon grease, so it must be all right. But I'm going to render it today and tomorrow and the next day and however many times I decide to render it. I've never done this before, but I've always wanted to because I think it's so cool. I've done some reading, and it doesn't seem like it's something you can really mess up. So I'm going to give it a try, and boy, I hope it works out because my intention for this is not to cook with, but completely 100% for soap making. So this bacon grease, I started collecting when we lived back in the city, when we lived in our little condo. And so I've packed up and hauled this bacon grease from the city out here into the country. And I still continued to collect grease as we lived here. And we've been here for a year and a half. So yeah, it's been probably 3 or 4 years that I've been collecting bacon grease. So it's kind of big. I'm probably making too big of a batch all at once. Well, this is a learning experience, and if it's too big, I won't do it again. I'll break it up. Anyway, let's just go do this. Here are my containers full of bacon grease from the past, pretty sure 5 years, something around there. And I'm using a large pot because I don't want any grease splattering on a gas stove. I did try to save grease from ground beef. That actually went bad. And again, I figure it's because there was no salt in it. It was just straight grease. There was nothing preserving it. So I actually had to throw that away, which was unfortunate because I have never done anything with beef tallow before. It's interesting that pig fat is called lard, but everything else's fat is called tallow. That is all of the bacon grease I have saved. Now I'm going to add water. I don't know how much, as I've never done this before, but I think I want to at least, I think I'm going to go there because I don't want my pot any fuller than that. Now I actually wait until it boils, right? Well, we're boiling now. It probably took 30 minutes. And I think I'll let this happen for about 10 minutes and then turn it off. Listen to that. Anyway, it's been 10 minutes. Now, I believe we just let it cool. And there should be some kind of separation here. Well, now what? Do I scoop it out? I guess. So I guess I scoop it out? I don't know. This is a learning situation, and I'm going to look back and be like, what was I thinking? See the water there? So all the oil should be on top. It's probably because I'm doing such a huge batch. If I had done a smaller batch, I think I would have been in a better situation. I really do. All right, we got our dirty old greasy water. 2 big old bowls of grease. So I'm gonna go dispose of this, not down any kind of a drain. And we're gonna do it again. All right, now we're just gonna pour it back in. Some water like before. Hopefully I'm doing this all correctly. And now I just cook it. Put it on high, and then we're gonna have it boil, and then repeat probably like 2 or 3 more times. Well, now this is looking pretty nice, isn't it? I made sure it was cold this time. So now it's much harder, which is, I think, gonna be easier to deal with. Because I'm just holding my phone at the moment. This might be difficult. If I would choose to be smart at this moment, I could go get my tripod. But I'm not choosing that today, I guess. Anyways, I'm going to try to cut all this out. I never hit record. Stood here talking to myself about the bacon grease. Well, there it is. So I'm going to go dump this in the ditch because that's what I do. Well, I guess we'll keep using this big old pot. My husband called it a cauldron when he saw it in the fridge. Thought that was kind of funny. It's like, what's this cauldron in here? Because it takes up, half of the fridge. Progress. I'm about done with this project anyway. It's so greasy. Such a greasy mess. I want to be done with it. I think it'll be worth it though, right? And look at all that. Look at all that. That's a lot. All right, we got our flame going. So this will be the 3rd render, I believe. Now that we have boiled it down to liquid, I think this is going to be my last rendering, but I'll decide once this is all solidified. But I am straining it to get any other tidbits that are in here. And then I'm going to put this in the fridge, and I'll make my final decision. So we see separation of the water and the lard, finally, because I chose to use something clear. So I'm going to dig that out, put it in the big pot, and then strain the oil again, but not use any water. Got something stiffer today. This is an ice cream scoop. Oh, that came out nice. There's still impurities on the bottom. I see. So I'm going to strain that out next. And I think I'm done. And these are saved containers from lard from before. It looks like I'm getting 2 buckets full. Pretty cool. They're almost full. Pretty close. Well, that was an experience, and a good one. I learned some things. I learned while doing it. I didn't really 100% know what I was doing before I started. But I think I understand now. So I'm going to make some soap with this. But I'm not going to post it here because I have a soap making channel. So if you're curious what rendered bacon grease can make for soap, I'll leave a link in the description so you can get to that soap video. I'm curious. I'm wondering if the smell will carry out into the soap. If the soap will smell like bacon. Well, if you hung out with me all this time, thank you. And I encourage you to render your own bacon grease. It's easy. What I did was a little bit dramatic for how much I did. That was a lot. Probably shouldn't have done a batch that big. I think it would have been much easier if I was using a quarter of the amount of bacon grease. So I guess it would be better to render smaller batches throughout the year rather than save it all up and then do one big render. At least I think so. That's probably what I'm going to do from now on. Oh, anyway, I got so much to do. I need to go mow and pull 1,000,000 weeds. I'll see you later.